Well, you'll be pleased to know, I'm sure, that Seinfeld rated the most fun, the most challenging, because everybody involved, and I did the show probably in its 7th and 8th season, and it only went for 9. Maybe they were earlier, I can't tell you that right now. But getting the job was the first huge win of the experience. The lineup of competition was more than my equal. Everyone waiting to audition was as talented, more attractive. I had no real thought that I owned this job. I had, however, brought an article in with me, and I played an editor of theoretically Vogue magazine, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus was coming to read for a part, and she was comparing herself to Jackie Onassis. So I brought in to the audition an article written about Jackie Onassis, about her incredible elegance and her editing talents, and this just little paragraph about how extraordinary she was. And I brought that article in, and I read it with attitude about how remarkable this woman was. And that was my audition. They did not ask me to read the part, which I considered the end of it. Well, they don't even want me to read the part. I was wrong. I had played the character without reading the part, which had been my intention. Then showing up for the first day of work, and you were surrounded by these people who were not only extraordinary individually, but as a unit, they created an impossible community. At least that's what I thought when I arrived on the set. I was immediately embraced. Everyone there knew my name. They knew my credits. They welcomed me, and that first reading, they all laughed at my lines, and I laughed at their lines, and it went that way through the entire experience, except for one little glitch. Now we have an audience, and it's a live audience. You are playing those scenes in front of a live audience. And I didn't traditionally get nervous, but this issue had already begun just slightly and so unpredictably that there was a little part of my very comfortable self by the end of the week that was registering this unpredictability. And as I stepped out to say my first line, I had to take a breath that I had not intended on taking, and then move forward on the line. After we completed this scene, our mentor and director, Larry David, breezed by our set, where it was my office. I was an editor in a magazine. It was my office. He breezed by the set and offhandedly said over his shoulder, "Well, you nailed it." And that was it. I was completely relaxed. We did other scenes and everything else played out, but that one moment of absolute appreciation carried me probably for the rest of my career, because Larry David was the strictest director with, he didn't direct alone. I mean, everyone was allowed to participate. But his approval, I must say, set me up royally.